Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got 5 more super cool knives that you can, for the most part, check out right now. All of these, except for one, are available right now, so I'll link them right down below so you guys can do that if you want to. It does help my channel if you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. These are in no particular order and under no particular criteria. I just think they're all cool. This is the new, starting off here with number 5, the new CIVI in... Starting off here with number 5, this is the new CIVI Incisor 2. What is going on with the karambit? Like, these are, you know, I know there's always people who like karambits, but as far as the enthusiast knife world goes, all of a sudden karambits are like more popular. This is an aluminum button lock karambit with the wave feature and a little opening hole thing there. As far as fidget factor goes, this thing absolutely has it. And if you're wondering why is that set up for left-handed carry, I don't know. They sent it to me like this. But it's, you know, you can mount the clip for right or left-handed carry, and then you have this little unicorn horn thing here, which obviously as you pull it out of the pocket, it you know, grabs the edge of your pocket and automatically deploys, which, you know, we've seen that on lots of different styles of knives. But it's cool. It definitely works, and it can also be flipped over to the other side. I don't personally really like karambits, but I have to admit this one is kind of cool. I was really hoping, I was like, there's no way they're going to hit that typical CIVI budget territory with this, and I was correct. It's a little over. It's not quite a budget knife, right? So people are going to have, you know, differing feelings on that. The steel on this is Nitro V. It definitely has all of the quality that you would expect from CIVI, and the gray aluminum is a nice touch. No plunge drag on this one, meaning the button, no matter how hard you push it, is dropping shut, which is really cool because this is an aluminum one, and I was worried for a long time that aluminum was the problem there, but no, not the case here. If you are into karambits and you also like fidget factor, this one's got it. I think this is the first budget, well, it's the first button lock folding karambit that I've ever seen. Not quite what I call a budget knife, but very cool. Moving on here, another product from the same, you know, head company. This one by WE. This is the new WE Knives Diatomic, which is cool just on the aesthetic alone. They have a few different aesthetics, right? This one's kind of black and tan, and then it has the blasted blade. Really cool. The fact that it is completely and totally symmetrical and has that, you know, kind of symmetrical flipper setup. If you're wondering, is it sharp on both sides? No. They actually did not sharpen this side. So this side is unsharpened and this side is sharp. I would venture to guess probably some legal issues with that, considering these are manufactured in China. One of the biggest curiosities with this, and I'm sure the answer is simple. I'm certain that I won't agree with it, but I'm sure the answer is simple. It has 2 pocket clips that are both mounted at the same time. I think that just adds to the confusion of it being a completely symmetrical design. This is not the first time a symmetrical folding dagger style knife has existed. Of course, we have the Hinderer Maximus, we have the Sharp by Design Arch Nemesis, and actually a number of others. But you will find yourself with this knife every now and then having it on the wrong side and trying to flip. A lot of people wonder, can it be flipped from both sides? No. If you think about that, it needs a stop pin and it needs a dedicated lock, and that can't operate both ways, right? So it only flips from one side. But why it has 2 pocket clips, I mean, so you can just put it in whichever pocket you want, I guess that's fine. The problem is you keep switching back and forth as far as which side it's supposed to flip from, and you might turn it backwards, right, in your pocket if you put it in the same pocket but flip it over. In any case, it is absolutely a very cool design. I love the fuller with a little teardrop cut into the blade there. I like how this, it's a seam construction and then is capped back here by a separate piece, which is really wild. There's only one problem with this knife, and it's the price tag. Holy crap. They were really like, yep, this is going to be an expensive knife. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that price tag come review time, but the knife is definitely very cool, and one of the more interesting things that WE has done here in a while. So I'm happy with that at least. Moving on here, and I always get the name of this incorrect, so I want to make sure that I say it correctly, before I have to go back and edit it anyway. But I believe this is the HEA Elixir V2. I think, and the reason for the confusion is because I think these have like 2 different names. I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen this knife before. It's been a popular design for a while. This is the newest variant, and I believe these are actually available. Probably the most appealing thing about this is that, the body is just like a long oval, and the blade, all except for the flipper tab, makes it completely and totally disappear. In this form, it does look like a little fat bird with no wings or legs, which is either stupid or appealing depending on your taste and aesthetics. I don't know why I think that's funny. That looks like a little bird, but it does, and it's got a cool blade on it. It's also made with premium materials, M390 and titanium. They have a nice milling pattern on both the pocket clip and the frame. Little lanyard hole there if you want to use it, if you want to attach a lanyard to it. And surprisingly, there's plenty of access to the lock bar despite having not cut this area out so as to remain, consistent with the oval shape. It's just a cool knife, right? Some people don't like these and some people do. I'm always, really impressed with knives where the blade completely and totally sinks into the handle. This makes the entire thing really cozy to carry and just kind of a joy. Moving on here, here's one that is, I would say, a total opposite of what we just looked at. And that's the Maxace Raccoon Dog, which is kind of like, it looks like a small folding rock katana, right? It's got the rock pattern titanium scales and an S90V blade, which I don't actually know that we're going to be able to see, but it is S90V, two-tone, both machined satin and then blasted. It is technically, the curvature is continuous, but you can see the separation from the grind there, right? So it is technically a different, there's a transition from here to here, but you won't have to deal with an angle in the edge while you're resharpening, which is actually really cool. The price on this guy is pretty impressive. This is Maxace doing something a little bit more toned down, right? You guys have probably seen Maxace do the really crazy, monstrous, overbuilt stuff. This is still a fairly robust knife, but nowhere near as over the top as a lot of their stuff here recently. It's made very, very well. It's made with typical Maxace quality, but it's a simple frame lock with a couple of, just like minor embellishments. Nice full titanium backspacer, full milled titanium clip, and S90V for a reasonable price. I want to say it's just over $200, which is great. It's nice that Maxace is still doing that. If you're looking for, there's a rumor going around that a lot of these companies that are utilizing S90V right now are going to stop utilizing it because it's costing them so much money. I remember when they started doing that, and I was really impressed because I knew that S90V was really expensive, but there's a rumor that they're going to not do it. I don't know that that's true. I don't know if it's true for some companies and not for others. I know S90, it's not like it's Chinese S90V. This is coming from Crucible. This is authentic S90V steel, and I know that it's expensive. So if you're looking for one of those knives to pick up, while a lot of them are kind of coming off the shelves right now, this might be the one. It's a good looking knife, good ergonomics, good action. The only downside is it's front flipper only. So if you like front flippers, great. If you don't, this might not be for you. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going to show you guys something that I think is truly spectacular. And you guys tried to tell me about this many, many times. You haven't seen me unbox this on the channel yet. I've got a separate unboxing video that's coming, so we're kind of getting ahead of the initial unboxing video. This is the Hoghouse Valley. Wow, I had no idea. I was just a dumb little boy in a dumb little bubble, not knowing what I was missing with Hoghouse knives. Look at this blade. Let me show you here. Oh boy, that is so beautiful. Textured blade. So these knives immediately, the moment I unboxed this, I immediately felt we're talking Koenig level, Holt level machining. This is not the same thing as your $200, $300, $400 Chinese production knives, and even not the same thing as your $400, $500, $600 American made, like your Hinder or your Reeve. No, this is absolutely on another level. I could not believe that I had never gone out of my way to check something like this out. The detent, the action, the crispness of everything. The flipping action is unreal. And yes, you actually can get in there and use that fuller. These are phenomenal. Now, of course, with that level of execution, with that level of expert machining, does come a pretty intense price tag. These are definitely, the Valley is, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm sure that I'm not. These are over $800. That does not surprise me at all. But it is going to come as a shock for a lot of people. As of right now, this is going to be the one that's hard to get because these are essentially Hoghouse knives, as far as I understand. A lot of them are just selling out the moment that they hit the shelves. But I'm really happy that Tools for Gents sent me a sample because I would not have known. I did not know that there was another secret superstar out there hitting the same tiers as Koenig and Holt. You may not, prefer the aesthetic, but as far as, the expert precision, the expert machining, oh my gosh, this is really, truly, the blade is so impressive. I love those little lines that almost, you have to be, sorry, I just bumped the camera because I'm trying to focus on this. You have to be looking at the blade at a specific angle because if you turn it enough, they actually disappear completely. It just looks like a vapor blasted blade, but they are there and you can actually feel them. The rest of it is hand rubbed satin. It does come, as far as I understand. Look at that, how perfect those come around and follow the grind there. It does also come in a drop point blade. So if this is not your flavor, the drop point blade might be. This is a bigger guy. It is not a small knife. I was really surprised. I thought this guy was going to be kind of tiny. No, it's actually almost 9 inches. I think we're looking at 8.8 inches overall in length. Big boy. Very, very cool. If you're looking for the next purchase in this tier and you've been bored by what has really not been available, right? Even Herman knives now, like specific Herman knives are getting hard to get. You might want to check out Hoghouse knives, specifically the Valley, which again, I may not be pronouncing correctly because wow, that is spectacular. I will do a full review on that at some point. So again, we have the Valley, the Raccoon Dog. We have the Elixir V2, I believe is what that is, the Diatomic, and the Incisor 2. That's going to be pretty much it for today's episode of 5 Cool Knives. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if I can find my card, I cannot. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.